we're going to start with Dr. Youngblood.
Thank you, Mrs. Whitlock, and thank you for your presentation, Dr. Strong. I'd like to say welcome aboard the teachers and the staff members who are going to be keeping our students and working with them. It looks as though they're going to be in very good hands, and I really appreciate the opportunity to meet you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Youngblood. Mr. Bellman?
Real quick, at the end of last year, the students that were in the other setting,
Yes.
that did not complete the school year at the other setting, have they been notified that they're to report over here?
You said students that didn't complete the program, what do you mean?
The ACE program.
The suspension program or the students with the voluntary program?
I'm gonna say both.
Okay, the students in the voluntary program, letters were sent home to their parents, and I met with those parents along with the counselor at Central High School, and those students are being set up already. Some taking Missouri Options Assessment, and one is coming over to the program. Those students who are suspended, letters have went out this week to those students for them to come for an orientation and intake meeting with Mrs. Nick and the Pilot Choice program.
Okay, so a letter went out this week for them to report over there.
No, they received a letter before the year was out that the change was coming and to be looking for a letter. They did receive it, and they were also invited to Hazelwood Central for a meeting, and those parents, some came and some didn't, but we did send those parents a letter. And the reason we sent it here recently was because our staff wouldn't be in until next week. So we didn't want to have parents have a letter, and sometimes you forget information, sometimes you'll think about it, want to make sure you get it, and then come on in.
Okay, and your reason I'm raising the question is that I had heard from a parent or two that they had received a letter early in the year, and that they were to report at the ACE program, which obviously was incorrect, or they read it incorrectly. And my advice to them is that you'll receive something I'm positive, as time goes on. So that's
Yes.
why I asked the question.
Yes, because we couldn't send anything with the new information until the new year started. So we couldn't send anything for the pilot choice until A, after the board voted, and also B, after that school year was done, because it was going over there.
Sounds good, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bellman. Mrs. Latham?
Thank you, Madam President. Dr. Strong, thank you for the presentation. You mentioned earlier that you had some issues with your staff at the retreat, looking at those who are going to be working in that building, some of whom I know as teachers of my children when they were in various buildings. I can see why you had your hands full. But I know of their commitment to students. And so when we think about what is temporarily titled the Hazelwood Opportunity Center, I know that all of you all have a commitment to supporting all of our students. And so it makes me feel that much more excited about the opportunity to meet their needs in a very focused and intentional way. So this is exciting news. I do have a couple of questions. Just points of clarity for me, please. First and foremost, you talked about an open house on August 10th. I'm assuming you'll forward that time for those of us who are interested and want to see what the building layout looks like, because that's schematic. That's nice, but old eyes can't see it. So either a bigger copy, but actually really to come and kind of see what you have in store for students. So if you could make sure that we get that information, we would greatly appreciate it. And then a quick question when you reference some of the planning and preparation steps in particular related to parent student handbooks, brochures, forms, processes, and procedures. I know that that's one of your strengths, one of many. But is the handbook that you use for our students who are at the Opportunity Center different from the district handbook, or is it in conjunction with the district handbook?
Yes, they're in conjunction with, they're specifically for the program they're in terms of documents, forms, the scope, and the school day, things of that sort. But they're all to be used in conjunction with the district handbook. The district handbook governs everything. But there's some parts taken out for each program based on what the needs are for the students.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you all. I see y'all on August 10th. Is it during the day?
No, 6 and 7 o'clock.
Oh, I'll see y'all on August 10th. All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Latham. We're gonna go to Mrs. McNeil.
Thank you very much. Oops, thank you. Dr. Strong, I appreciate your presentation and congratulations on getting the Opportunity Center up and running in this really relatively short amount of time. It's done an amazing job. You have, it looks like a very enthusiastic staff out here, ready to go to work, and I think it's, very positive, and I appreciate all your work. The only thing I noticed in your presentation that I thought was a little unique is the fact that you're going to have your SRO and nurses doing doing some teaching.
Yes.
And so is that a new approach? Or?
Actually, no. The school resource officer, NASRO, the National Association of School Resource Officers, they have programs in different curriculum for resource officers to teach in classes.
Okay.
A lot of SROs want to be in classes and help with social justice information, talk about developing different relationships with the kids is what it's all about, especially for the officers. The nurses help a lot with health lessons, different things, like when we have Greater Circle or other entities come to the building, they can be a part of it as well, and also co-facilitate some courses. I know Officer Munson, who's outside here, he's done that when I was at Central. He did quite a few lessons with the teachers. And so we're going to utilize them to use those things as well, especially with students of high needs. They need to have as much positive interaction with our officers to dispel some perceptions, but also give them a different look at a possible career for themselves.
Well, I think it's an excellent idea, so thank you. Good luck. Great. I hope it's I know it will be a great start of the school year.
Thank you, Mrs. McNeil. Dr. Roberts.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that presentation, Dr. Strong, and I'd also like to commend you and the folks you've worked with to get this thing defined and up and ready to start running in the near future. One quick question and a comment. So I assume I would be correct in that now that we have this expanded program that we're controlling and running to benefit the students, we're no longer having to contract with ACE for some of those services. Is
Yes,
that correct? Okay. That was my understanding, and I think that's a good move that we bring this in-house so that we can provide better opportunities. And then the comment I just want to make is to the staff that's out in the audience tonight. This is quite personal to me because my niece teaches in a center just like this back in our hometown. And I've watched her in her teaching career, and the fact that she has learned and determined or decided that one of the things she can do is to reach students who need a little different approach or a little extra help. And she's well suited and well interested in doing that. It's amazing some of the stories she comes back with how the students react to someone who takes that extra step to help them. So I just wanted to say how much I appreciate all of your all's dedication, your interest in providing that for our students. We have a large number of students typically that need something a little different, and I think you're going to touch some lives that may have gotten bypassed in a normal system. So thank you very much for participating in this new venture. And that was all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Roberts. Mr. Langton?
Thank you very much, Dr. Strong, for the presentation. I too am very enthused, and I'm sure that eventually this is going to garner some national attention from the media, and I'm absolutely sure. And I'd like to wish the best of all for the staff members. You guys look like a fine group. I'm very excited to see you in place and working. Also, you said in an integrated way that you want to have some type of managed access for the community partners on that wing. Will our community partners still have access to the staff lounge in the larger and the small gyms, depending on whatever program they want to have during the course of the day?
We're having discussions about that right now, but everything comes down to what their scope is and what they want to do in the building, and what our students will be doing as well during the school day. So everything is based on that. So we're looking at putting a process together, the central office staff and myself, and so we're going to present that to the rest of the leadership team, and then they'll look at it and final edits to that. But we want to make sure nothing disrupts the school day for the students, but also we're able to maximize what they need to do for the community in the building.
And while they're not staff, I'm pretty sure there is some type of orientation of expectations of their role in the building, and coming and going, being observant, and all those things.
And yes, and that's part of what we've been working on. We met today, our second meeting, and so we're going to continue to put something together to address all of those issues: safety, security, building usage. What are we going to use? How are you going to use it? What are you able to? How long will you be there? Is security needed? How long will custodial be there? So we're working all those things out now.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all I have.
I got questions. I enjoyed the presentation here. I think of all the board members here, my daughters went to Kirby, Old Kirby, East Middle. The question I have is in regards, so this is I know where the little area is where it kind of like sprouts out, and I see that there. So on the left-hand side where it says Integrity Way, is that what that says? Okay, so that is the one that they used to do attendance, correct? I mean, that to the left.
You said attendance?
No. Is that the area where this Integrity Way is where the kids used to check in?
I'm not sure what it used to be.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so the individuals that are in this hallway, they will be monitored, so this would be something like the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse, they're gonna be using that area? I guess I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, there are different entities who express interest in using the
Right.
building already.
Right.
But we won't let anyone be a part until we get the processes together and
Got it.
streamline to make sure we cover everything from security to background checks. What does that look like for you being in the building during the day?
Right.
So all those things we have to vet out and make sure it's safe and that they're good to maximize the space.
And they'll have special badges or something along those
Yes.
lines or whatever?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so like the Cougar, let me back up, large gym, small gym, and library, that's still in the planning stage, correct?
In terms
As far
of,
as what it's gonna be utilized for?
yes, the books that are in the library are still the middle school books. And they're the middle school levels, and so that's why our students are going to be using the library at East High School.
Mhm.
So what will happen with those books, I'm not sure yet, but that space can be used for something.
Okay. Well, I thank you for everything. I can hardly wait to see, get the invite so that we get an opportunity to see this front and center and to see what these other courtyards are used for too. So I get an opportunity to ask those questions as we come over and visit, okay?
Yes, I think our science teachers have plans for those.
That'll be interesting. So thank you very much, Dr. Strong, you and your team, and welcome, all of you. They look real excited, they've never seen each other, they hugging each other.
They're excited.
Yeah, they are.
All right, thank you again.